Okay, 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 okay. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. All right. Let's just wait. Let's just wait. Let's just wait. Okay. Let's wait it up. See how that goes. I guess we have to wait. Okay. We're gonna start in a little bit. So basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna change it up a little bit. There's a good channel called Modern King. It's a very good channel. They have a lot of good videos about paternity fraud, like these kind of ex-wife trying to extract more money for child support and stuff like that. We're just gonna wait until people start coming in. Then we're gonna start. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Starting a little bit. We're gonna start in a little bit. Okay. All right. All right, we're gonna start. Let's jump in. Today we're gonna be reacting to a couple videos. Again from the Modern King channel. Great guy, great content. He has so much good content. I can even I don't know where to see it. That some of these contents are kind of long though, so I just want to make sure we can cover some of his long content during live. So there's gonna be more Andrew Wilson, but again, I think the paternity fraud is a good content to cover. Also, uh, negligent court cases as well would be a good way to just go about this channel. I just want to really just put a light on those cases. And there's so much thing going on. And Andrew Tate is just getting arrested. Man, I don't know where to start. Let's jump in, guys. Let's see what's going on.
Everything was burned in the backyard. My name was forged to get the payoff and the information.
You just lied to the court. You just lied to the court.
No, I did not. No.
You signed this, Miss Ainley. Go on the record in the matter 22 FA45, in re the marriage of Timothy Ainley and Rachel Ainley. Appearances are we have both parties appearing in person without counsel. We're set here today in this matter for a contempt hearing. We were here previously on November 8th, 2024, in which we had a little bit of a hearing, and the parties were instructed to bring all evidence and information for the court to present here today. At the last hearing, Ms. Ainley informed the court that she was prepared to proceed with an accepted offer of the house for November 22nd, for tomorrow, to sell the house. And she needed Mr. Ainley to sign off on everything. And that's why the court scheduled the final hearing for today. Mr. Ainley, this is your contempt hearing. And so you have the burden of proof. I'm going to have both parties stand, raise your right hands, be sworn in. Mr. Ainley, at the previous hearing, you had indicated that there was a list of property that you stated that you had left at the marital residence, and either was just left there and you had not yet received, or that Ms. Ainley had destroyed and that you wanted compensation for, and you were going to inform the court of that property and of the value that you were seeking. You may begin with your testimony.
Yes, ma'am. After the divorce was final, we came to an agreement that day on everything that was supposed to be surrendered to me, and she agreed on that. Well, being that there was a restraining order or no contact order in place, I had to come to court and get a court date set. It was signed by Commissioner Krupa for 2 days, on a Friday and on a Saturday and Sunday, to go retrieve my property. And the agreement was she was not to be on the property or on the property when she was supposed to have everything staged in the driveway with all my personal property. And I went out that day, and some of the items were out in the driveway, and I pulled in and started getting stuff. Here she comes. She had her boyfriend or whatever, fiance, whatever, doesn't matter, but she was there, and I automatically just had an anxiety attack. So I just got what was in the driveway, left.
That's crazy.
And therefore I couldn't go back the next day because, I mean, she was there, and that was, that was a violation, really. I couldn't go back. She was there. And to my knowledge, she refused to let me go to the property while she is not there and not have access to anything that was in the home.
Missing personal property, clothing, suits, dress, slacks, hunting and winter gear, 4-wheelers, lawnmower, chainsaw, damn, potting boat, tools, the combo set. So she probably sold everything. Spiteful woman, man. She just sold everything.
Or my personal belongings, or my 4-wheelers and everything like that, and my pontoon, my chainsaw. I had I got a list here of stuff that was, and I did retrieve a few things, and what was there was damaged and beyond repair. I mean, it was destroyed. The holes drilled through the block of the 4-wheeler, the lawnmower. I mean, everything I had was just what I got.
Damn, man.
We did retrieve that was in the driveway was totally destroyed. And the order from Commissioner Krupa that she was not supposed to be there. She was, I mean, that was just a setup for me to go back to jail again for violating order of protection.
So far, we have heard him claim that she not only destroyed his belongings, but that she would not leave the house, causing him to have to violate an order just to get his things. But
Damn.
that is
So what do you do in that case? I mean, man, in some of these situations, it's like a lose-lose, man. How in the hell we have a system that you even being a good person is not enough? It's not enough, man. It's not enough. Your dignity has to be on the floor for at least, I guess, to get some kind of sympathy. But he has his personal belongings. He cannot go in because then he will be violating a warrant. I mean, yeah, it's a lose-lose situation, guys.
far from all she's done.
Damn.
And this gets much worse as the truth comes out. Fortunately, for this guy, the judge isn't tolerating this behavior and even calls her out on her lies, as we will see later in the video.
First, Ms. Hess, formerly known as Ms. Ainley.
Okay, here we go, guys.
Were you at the property when Mr. Ainley went to retrieve his?
I was in the house, yes.
Why were
Wow.
you at the property?
I had nowhere to go. And I had to get his stuff out.
You were specifically told at the hearing with Commissioner Krupa on September 28th, 2023, that you were not to be anywhere on that physical property.
I didn't have a choice.
You did have a choice because Commissioner Krupa said not to be on that physical property, not to be on that residence at all.
I didn't have no idea what time he was supposed to even be coming.
There we go with the
It
lies.
He was
says-
supposed to stay gone all day.
You
know.
did know, and I can tell you right now you did know because it says pickup times September 30th, 2023 between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. and October 1st, 2023 between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. So you knew exactly when he was going to be there. Exactly.
Leaving his stuff out there, he's
So-
already saying it was
Thank you,
damaged.
You just lied to the court. You just lied to
No,
the
I
court.
did not know.
You did know. You did know. That's
He
physically.
didn't show up. No, he did not show up when he was supposed to. There was time set in June for him to come. He didn't show. I didn't know if he was going to show or not.
Gaslighting is real, even with the judges,
I
man.
wasn't going to take a chance of leaving his stuff sitting out there.
Damn.
Mr. Ainley.
She's losing the patient, guys, because she knows very well that she just pretending not to know. Of course she knew. You know what's crazy? It's just to show you something, guys. This is what happened when you get emasculated during a relationship. You see how the guy at the beginning was saying, he was saying at the beginning, I am suffering anxiety. I suffer anxiety every time that I go to that house. He's completely emasculated. Completely emasculated. He never thought that she was going to leave him. She left him, and not only left her, emasculated him completely. The fact that he has to come here in front of the judge and say, I'm suffering with anxiety, it's just a lose-lose situation. Something that I noticed about masculinity is something, it's a state of mind, right, that you always have to feed to make sure you don't lose yourself with emotions like this, where you're fighting with yourself not to feel anxiety.
Your Honor, if it need be, I've got 2 witnesses that came with me with 2 trailers to load my personal property up. Her and her ex-fiance was out there. Her middle son, Dylan, was out there. They were all out there. She walked up and down the driveway following me, trying to talk to me. So that's all I got to say. She was there. She knew the date. She knew the time. I was there about 10 minutes after I think it was I really can't recall the exact time on the
Mr. Ainley,
clock.
I believe she knew the date. I believe she knew the time. She just lied to the court.
Yes,
I do
ma'am.
not find her credible at all.
Damn, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Continue.
Damn, bro. This dude is just going through it.
All right, this is a list of my personal property. All my clothing, all my suits, my dress slacks, everything from hunting, winter, everything was burned in the backyard.
Ms. Ainley, what would you like to say?
All of his belongings that he did leave I haven't touched anything.
But I
His
don't,
generator,
but
his,
here's the thing. Again, I fully instructed both of you. And I'm going to guess you don't have pictures or documentation of their condition.
No.
And
it's
so
the same
I'm
way
gonna
you
take
left it.
testimony from both of you, and so far I found you not credible.
Damn. Wow.
All of anything and everything that I needed to live an everyday life was gone. Everything on this list I never received. I did receive the pontoon boat.
All right, now
This-
what else are you asking for?
Okay, I'm also asking for reimbursement of all of the reinstatement fees that I've had to pay for the mortgage payments
Mm.
and legal fees. The property was really close to being foreclosed on. I mean, within days, and I wasn't aware of this. The mortgage is just in my name because Rachel couldn't have her name on anything. She had so many judgments against her. So it's just in my name. The mortgage is through Cross Country Mortgage. I've got a reinstatement amount here that,
Of course, she didn't put her mortgage in her name because that means if they go to a settlement, you have to go to a settlement. She had to end up paying for that mortgage. This is the thing, guys. When they get the property, yeah, you have to decide whether or not you want to keep paying that property or just take the L, man, and just don't pay anything. Don't pay anything and just let your credit get a massive hit. A massive hit.
is paid. It's $10,059.40. That is current. And
Like the video,
You're
guys.
saying that you paid
I'm
this
super
amount
shadow
to
banned, guys.
keep it from going into
You have no idea. I'm super shadow banned, guys.
foreclosure?
not the total amount, no ma'am. Part of it went on the back of the loan. I have copies of the payoffs here, 3 copies. And with the legal fees that I had tacked on here, that's going on the loan that I don't feel that I should be responsible for because I pulled it out of foreclosure. And I've been making the payments for the last probably 7 or 8 months. I've got everything here.
Which are what?
I've got my bank statement payments where I've made the payments on
Exhibit 5, your bank statements. Yes, that's what you're asking for?
yes, ma'am. And then this is copies of the payoff. I mean, it shows I've got 3 copies of this also. It's going to be needed here in a few minutes.
What I'm looking at.
I've received 5 letters in the mail from mortgage companies and lending companies stating what the payoff is, where they requested payoffs on the loan. And my loan and mortgage information was all sealed.
Wow.
No one had access to it at all because my ex-wife here tried to get in to find out a payoff on it about 6 months ago. And they told her, no, you can't. Tim's going to have to get that for you. So anyways, I got 5 letters in the mail from 5 different loan companies and a title company stating that someone requested the payoff. So I got a letter from 5 different companies for people that requested the payoff, and they sent it to them. So I called them yesterday and to find out why. And they said, well, you signed a release form on November the 5th of this month to release information for your payoff. I said, no, ma'am, I did not. And I said, ask her if she could email that to me. She said, yes. So she emailed it to me, and my name has been forged on this paper. It is not my signature. And the owner is not Rachel Ainley as far as the loan goes, what's on the loan mortgage papers. So she forged my name on this paper to get the payoffs on my personal information.
Who did? Ainley, please be quiet.
Damn, the judge doesn't even like her, bro. The judge doesn't even like her. The judge doesn't like her, guys. She does not like. You can tell without even what that jacket that she has, man. What kind of person she is. I'm telling you. Listen, guys. It's very hard to find a good woman. Because like Andrew Wilson says, they can fake virtue to lock you in, to bring you in. They can fake virtue. And this is what happened. It's not that they change, guys. See, this is the thing. It's not that they change. No, that's not the thing. That's not the problem. The problem is that they fake virtue, and they always been like this. This is her. She never changed, guys. She faked virtue. So when she got what she wanted, she already had plan B already scheduled. That's what happened. And that's why he feeling anxiety. He was asleep. He was asleep. He didn't know what the hell was going on. So right now he's just trying to figure out things, and he's just suffering anxiety, all that stuff. And this is why a lot of guys end up just deleting themselves. They can't handle the pressure.
My ex-wife has signed my name multiple times when we were married. I
Wow.
gave her permission to do that when we were married. Nobody else knows my social security number but her. She knows it by heart. And on the November the 5th this year, she signed my name for release of my personal information
Wow.
on my banking information. It's I'm pretty upset about this. I mean, it's like a total breach of my confidentiality and everything
Yeah.
else in my personal business. The lady called me yesterday from a title company. Let me get I'm just nervous. A lady called me yesterday from a title company. She said, Mr. Ainley, we have a check for dividends for the sale of your property on North Boston Road. I said, a check for what? She said, well, we're closing on that on the 23rd. I said, absolutely not. This is in legal issues right now. I said, no. I said, I'm not getting a check. So, anyways, I told her my name was forged to get the payoff and the information on this mortgage. And so she didn't say anything else. She hung up. But
Damn.
in the meantime, I'm in the house. I've got a paper here from Leon from Grasswood Realty where she refused a $197,000 offer a few months back.
And that is exhibit number 3.
This is not my signature.
And it looks like Timothy Ainley on 11/5/24, and then it's Rachel Ainley on 11/5/24 with social security numbers. That is not your signature.
No, ma'am.
You did not sign that authorization to obtain information.
Damn.
Absolutely not.
Damn, that's crazy,
was-
man. And something tells me nothing's gonna happen. Something tells me nothing's gonna happen. It's just gonna be there and nothing's gonna happen. That's my opinion, guys. I don't think nothing's gonna happen here. Simply, things are just gonna keep moving forward. Like you know, like always having a lot of these shows and a lot of these court hearings, slap in the hand and don't do it again. That's what is gonna happen.
Signed 3 days before we had our court hearing on the 8th of this month when you
Sad, bro. That's
postponed
sad.
the court date to today.
I'm going to tell you that I'm looking at the dates and the social security numbers as they are written, and they look exactly like they're written by Miss Ainley. The dates and the social security numbers as written, the 8s are identical. I'm not a handwriting expert, not one who has went to school, but I'm going to tell you just by looking at it, Miss Ainley, I'm going to tell you, you did this.
No, ma'am.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Where would I
Damn.
have signed it? I haven't been anywhere to sign anything.
Your name is signed on this.
I'm not
These
Rachel
dates are
Ainley.
Stop talking over me. You did this, Miss Ainley. You signed this, Miss
I
Ainley.
didn't.
You signed this. You did this.
No, ma'am. I promise you I didn't.
Oh, you can promise all you want. You are not credible.
Okay.
You did this.
Okay.
These 8s are the same. This 11/5/24 dates are the same.
They're not, though.
They're the same.
You can call Katie. I'm not the one signed.
I can call Katie.
Yes, ma'am. I did not sign.
You didn't sign in front of Katie.
I didn't sign at all.
Oh, so somebody forged your name
Ma'am,
too?
I have not signed anything. I was supposed to sign with the title company on Wednesday and I didn't.
Oh, so I have 2 fraudulent transactions here. Somebody forged your name, your your
Yes, ma'am.
social security number and yours. That's good. I need to let the district attorney know right now. We have 2 fraudulent transactions done. Not only do we have it for you, Mr. Ainley, but we have it for Mrs. Ainley too.
I mean,
Wow.
you could check signatures even. I don't sign like
I
that.
don't believe that at all.
Damn.
Destroying his belongings wasn't enough. She decided to forge his signature, then lied about both when she
I'm
was
telling
confronted
you.
about it. Unfortunately,
You have to protect yourself, man. You have to protect yourself. I don't know how a lot of guys need to wake up to this, man. They have to wake up to this. You cannot simply just allow these people to just. You cannot allow females to just even go too deep into your personal belongings, because this is what happened. Damn, man.
Fortunately for her, this judge is having absolutely none of it, and this man is about to get the justice
Yeah.
he deserves.
If I wouldn't have gotten these letters from these loan companies, from my mortgage company stating that these 5 lenders requested my payoff information, I would have never known that there was any type of fraudulent activity going on at all.
It's not fraudulent.
I'm looking at 22 CV88, Rachel Ainley versus Timothy Ainley. Your injunction request that you filled out, the signatures look almost identical.
Almost.
Almost identical.
Or not me, I promise. Forging signatures, risking getting felonies, no, not worth it. I'd walk away from the house before I do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not stupid.
Almost identical. The signature Rachel Ainley on 22 CV87, 22 CV88. Rachel Ainley signature almost identical.
Almost.
That's
It's
crazy.
not me.
You can't sign your name the exact same every way. I don't sign my name the exact same every way, Miss Ainley.
I didn't say that. But it wasn't me. I'm not an Ainley. I wouldn't sign Ainley.
It says Rachel Ainley. Because
Exactly.
you want to know what? Rachel Ainley owns the house, not Rachel Hess. So you have to sign it Rachel
See,
Ainley.
I don't know that. I didn't know that.
Okay, so what happened?
Please continue.
But I sent off a loan modification contract yesterday morning through FedEx. We signed them to keep the house afloat, keep from losing it. I'm still continuing to make the payments on the property. If not, I would lose everything, my whole life savings. And then, like I said, I got in some legal trouble back in May. And I was incarcerated in Polk County for a couple months. So I was totally ghosted out of everything. And when I was released and went into a sober living home, I started getting mail after I had my forwarding address to my home now. And I found out that it was going into foreclosure, and I caught it within like 4 or 5 days before it actually was foreclosed on. So I've done everything in my means. I can't do it anymore. I mean, you know, I can't keep paying $1,085 a month child support, a mortgage.
Damn.
Plus, we have to pay $600 a month at Onyx Sober Living Place. It's an awesome Christian living home. I have to pay $600 a month there, on top of gas and food. And I'm trying to get steady work, and it's like,
It's hard.
which this is coming through good too. But anyways, I just can't do it anymore financially. I mean, if it wasn't for God keeping me strong in my mind, I don't know. I would have lost it even worse than what I did back the last year and a half over this divorce. All I want is what I believe I deserve and what I have invested in the material things that's there now on the property and the home. And that's not even counting the things I've lost over the 17 years being married to her.
Okay, Miss
Damn.
Ainley, this is not your time for testimony. You will get time to testify and to provide your own evidence for the court. This is your time to provide or to ask questions of Mr. Ainley as it relates to his evidence and his testimony to the court. Do you have questions for Mr. Ainley?
Yes, I do.
You may begin.
When did you purchase this stuff? Because a lot of it, you never had when we were married.
There we
I'm
go.
going to
There we
state
go.
for the record by start.
There we go. And here we go with the shaming, the lies, all this stuff. And she thinks this is gonna work, guys. This is not gonna work. And I have a theory about a lot of this stuff. Why females tend to lie a lot? Because I think it works. It works. It works, especially when it comes down to situations like this. They lie so much and they got away with it so many times. They do understand that it's a tactic that do works. Right now, she's using sign language and gaslighting him. You never had any of that stuff when we were married. So she's now trying to blame him, put him in a situation of being the bad guy. You're lying. She's just projecting, guys. And if this judge is smart, she can understand that she's lying. But hopefully the sisterhood doesn't kick in.
You're referring to what he has listed in.
Oh yeah,
his-
like a DeWalt cordless drill combo,
What?
$900. Really? Where'd this come from?
I purchased that one.
I've got plenty of witnesses.
Should have brought them with you.
Oh, I should have.
Okay.
I purchased those, that DeWalt cordless skill saw drill, hammer drill set with a sawzall in it. I purchased that in Nashville, Tennessee when we moved down there when I started my remodeling business. We owned property down there at the time also.
Hey,
I believe I purchased that.
look at that. Look. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Look at her.
When I started my remodeling business. We owned property down there at the time also.
She's crying now. She's crying. She's crying, man. I'm telling you. She's locked in. She's using her tactics. See if she can just manipulate through emotions. Because again, they done it. She's done it multiple times. And she got away with it.
I believe I purchased that at a Lowe's building center. To my knowledge, yes.
I have nothing more to say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what to say.
All right, now, if you don't have any other questions for Mr. Ainley, this is your opportunity to provide your own testimony to the court and your own evidence to the court as it relates to this matter. You may
Do you
begin.
want a copy of what Commissioner said on the 10th
I
of
can,
October?
I will have it in my file
Okay.
if that's what you're asking. I can take judicial notice of that. Let me get to,
Because that has what his lawyer added up on what I have to give him.
Ms. Ainley, I'm not hearing anything to contradict anything that Mr. Ainley has told me with regards to the property. I don't have any contradictory evidence. I don't have,
I don't
And
know
I
what I
told-
don't know what I can give you.
Ms. Ainley, I told you exactly what to give me on November 8th. I said, I need pictures. I need testimony. I need things. You have a cell phone. You have a camera.
Mm-hmm.
Pictures. You could have brought pictures and said, look, judge, not damaged, still working. That's exactly what I told you to do. I told both of you I needed evidence. You needed to come here prepared, except you're coming and you're saying, it's all there, it's fine. But I'm hearing testimony that's saying it's not fine. I'm seeing pictures where it's not fine. And quite honestly, Miss Ainley, I hear testimony and I see things that show you're not credible. I believe you're not credible.
Damn.
I fully believe you forged his name.
Wow.
I fully believe you forged
And
his
how
name.
would I do it?
Hi, pen, hi, paper. Let's write Tim Ainley.
No.
I'm not blind. I can see.
Well,
And
maybe
I've
we should have
taken
someone look at it then.
judicial notice. I've been doing this job a long time. I look at your signature on 2 documents where
Yes.
you've signed.
Look at his.
I have. It's
I
not
don't-
his
It's
signature.
not mine.
Miss Ainley, the more you talk, the more you're digging your hole.
Okay, well, I'm not going to say anything. I'm telling you.
I strongly encourage you not to, because this is all taken down
Okay,
and this is a transcript and the district attorney can get this transcript.
okay, that's fine. Because I don't have anything to hide.
I don't know what the judge is doing. Like, what are you trying to do here? Hey, don't talk because you're gonna dig yourself deeper. Like, what are you trying to do here, man? Like, I don't understand what she's saying. That you're gonna, whatever. You're gonna. Like, I mean, I have a problem sometimes with female judges, man. All the stuff with putting females into politics and judges and all these, it's just, I have a problem with this, man. And it's because it gets like this. Like, do what you have to do, man. If she did it wrong, just follow through, right? And do what you have to do. Start shaming her. Like, what are you trying to do here? She's trying to shame her. I don't know why. It's so stupid.
I don't. I would have plenty of witnesses, but you didn't want kids here.
I
You
said bring
said the kid.
witnesses.
I wouldn't put my kids through it.
And I think that that is the best thing that you could do
That's who I had.
as a mother. Because quite honestly, that was a terrible,
It was.
awful thing that happened at that other hearing.
So by not bringing them, I have no credibility. So just
Manipulated.
order what you're gonna. I just want it done. I want.
If either of you put your children in the middle, you are awful parents.
That's why
But she's
they're not
doing
here.
it. She's the one doing it, Judge. She's the one doing it. You see the guy? He's not. See, again, we go back to this. If both of you got putting your kids into this, you're awful. But she's the one doing it. Again, it's just the lack. I'm sorry, but the judge is really struggling to just put the hammer down. If she did fraudulent activity, you have to put it down. And this is going to be a problem for the next couple of years because, again, it's hard for females to hold other females accountable. Even this judge, she's struggling, guys. I see her, she's struggling. She's struggling. Now, she really don't want to do it, in my opinion.
That's why I have no witnesses.
Mm-hmm.
Because all I had was my kids.
No, you don't. Miss Ainley,
Yes, it was.
See, I'm telling
It
you.
was.
you can stop crying because tears,
I'm not crying because of that.
again,
You're
telephone.
not listening.
You're not listening. Stop crying. Stop that. Telephone pictures say 1,000 words. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
This
order
boo-hoo,
what you're gonna-
cry means nothing.
Okay.
See? No tears.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh, I
Manipulative.
got none now.
I know, because they're not real.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Okay.
fall for those
Okay.
tears.
She really
Lady judge, so do what you have to do. Why are you playing games, man? Why are you playing games? So I don't know why she's trying to play games. Like, she's a little competition. Who's tougher?
tried
Okay.
to manipulate the judge with crocodile tears after getting caught in multiple lies in an
Yep.
attempt to get out of the situation she put herself in. But this judge not only saw straight through her manipulation tactics, she directly called her out for it.
So now, do you have any proof or any evidence? Because quite honestly, right now, there's nothing in your favor.
Hmm.
I guess not.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I'm awarding $15,000 because I do believe that is a penalty. Because I do fully believe that Ms. Amy fraudulently signed his name.
15,000, that's it?
So there is a total of $64,368.71.
64,000 what?
$64,368.71.
Like, she has to pay, or what's going on here, man?
That is to be paid to Mr. Ainley from the proceeds of the sale of the home. If the home is not to be sold, if it's not sold tomorrow as
Whoa.
expected, then the court is going to order that the home is going to be remitted over to Mr. Ainley for ownership instead of Miss Ainley.
Your Honor, the latest to close was December 30th.
Thought it was gonna close tomorrow.
We were supposed to, but he refused.
Well, then it can close.
If
Okay.
they're willing now.
If not, then I'm ordering that, if it doesn't close, then, ownership of the home, turns
Then
over to
How
Mr.
do I
Ainley.
get, how is that fair to me and the kids?
How is it fair? Because
There we
I
go.
fully
She was
believe
using.
you
She was using the kids. Her last card, the kids. It's not fair. What about the kids though? What about the kids? We're gonna be homeless. So you cannot do this because we need to take advantage of Mr. Enley. Because if we don't take advantage of Mr. Enley, whatever his name is, we're gonna go homeless. I'm not making fun of her. I'm just putting into perspective how she's using these kind of manipulations to get what she wants. I mean, it's weird to think about it, but that's how they do this, man. And finally, even though it's 1 out of 10, there's some kind of justice, guys, because this has been around for quite some time.
signed
I
his
did
name.
not.
I
What do I
fully
have to do to
believe,
prove it?
Ms. Ainley, I fully believe that you have destroyed his property,
I
that
did
you
not.
have burned his property, that you have sold his property, that you have thrown away his property, that you have done everything to keep
Undermine.
him from having his property, that I believe that you have done everything,
Well, if somebody goes to the house, you'll see it's
and
not
you
true.
have been totally
Okay, okay.
vengeful.
Wow.
Now,
So you think, yep.
he can go and retrieve his property, and if all, Mr. Ainley, you have the ability to go to the property. You're still at the property, Miss Ainley?
I won't be.
When? You're out of the property? You moved out of the property?
I will be tomorrow.
You've
Hmm.
moved out of the property
I
tomorrow?
won't stay there.
That's not
So
the
are you
question.
moving out of the
Yes, I
property
am.
and you're living somewhere else?
I'm going to, yes.
Okay,
I don't have a choice.
all right. So you can go to the property tomorrow and retrieve all of your property.
Time.
You can look all day. She's not going to be there anymore.
What
And
if it's
apparently
locked?
the house is going to be sold.
What if it's locked up?
Well, you would have the ability to, you would have the ability to have a locksmith come and go into the property.
Your Honor, what if he takes more than what's his?
He is ordered to only take his property, and that would be anything that is on the list that you have. He is not to remove anything else but anything on that list.
Man, she's spiteful as
I will
hell,
make
bro.
sure I have a witness with me and take pictures, man. One more
Yeah,
question,
the lady's spiteful, man.
Your Honor. The amount that I was awarded, the $64,368.71, if she closes on that property, is that mortgage company that's buying the house or whatever, they have to cut me a check for that
Yes,
amount
they do.
before I can
Yes,
close on
they
it?
have to cut you a check for that amount.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, Miss Ainley, it's not going to close tomorrow now?
I have no idea.
Oh, wow.
Well, if it doesn't close, then again, the court is awarding the home to Mr. Ainley.
As of tomorrow, I have 1 day.
It was supposed to close tomorrow. That is why
Yes,
this
but
court.
he refused. He told them no.
But here's the thing,
But that's why they went to December.
Miss Ainley, and the court specifically held this hearing today.
I
So
know.
it can close
I know.
tomorrow.
I know.
Did you not recall that I had a
Yes, ma'am.
mandatory
Yes.
education course that I had to have today?
Yes. But I don't have control over them. I don't.
You had it set to close
Yes.
today.
I had it set to close tomorrow.
If it closes tomorrow, Your Honor, I'll sign whatever needs to sign. That's not going to slow up any
You
closing.
can contact them and the court will prepare an order here today and I will have it done here shortly.
Yes, ma'am.
And then it can be signed and Mr. Ainley, you can come and retrieve it by 4:30 PM and you can make sure that the company has it.
Yes, ma'am.
That is
Alright.
so sad,
Yes.
bro. Spiteful woman, man. And not only that, they just do it thinking that they can use their kids as a manipulation tactic. We're gonna watch another one. It's the monarchy. He has so many, man. Love these. Gotta watch another one here. This one is, let me see. Hold up.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Galt,
It says she didn't expect that. She didn't expect that to come to court prepared. Golly, let's just see what's going on here. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Galt, you filed a petition for a personal protection order against Mr. Schmidt.
I did.
And can you tell me what happened on August 9th between you and Mr. Schmidt?
August 9th, there was an incident that took place that Kyle was hitting my vehicle, yelling at me, trying to ask to speak to Ben, which I told.
On August 9th, or did that involve a message on Our Family Wizard?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was the wrong incident. I apologize. Yes, there was a message sent to me by Kyle Schmidt on Our Family Wizard about saying he needed to know the full names of everyone parked in my driveway. And he also needed to know who was driving the white vehicle in my car.
And why did that concern you?
It made me known that he is watching my house. And because there is a white vehicle that is in my driveway that is a family member's.
You see what she's doing? You see what she's doing, right? It's just these tactics, right? And remember, guys, this 20, 15, or even 10 years ago will work easily. These tactics will work like, they will work like a master ball. Have you ever played Pokemon? How you can throw a master ball and will catch any Pokemon? That's how those tactics will work, like a master ball in Pokemon. Crazy.
But hadn't been there for at least a week prior to that. So
do you know where Mr. Schmidt lives?
In Galesburg?
And do you have any reason, was there any reason for him to be at your home?
No.
And is your home located on a major thoroughfare?
It's located on a crossroad, yeah, a road that is used for traffic.
And when was the last time, if any, that Mr. Schmidt was at your home for a sanctioned reason?
It's been at least 5 years.
And so why did that message concern you?
He has no reason to be at my home or by my house.
Does he pick up the children at your house?
No.
Have you ever wanted him to pick up the children at your house?
No.
And you have 2 children together?
I do.
And was there an incident that occurred on August 22nd?
Yes.
And what was that incident?
That incident was one where Ben was refusing to go to parenting time.
Excuse me, 1 second. Ms. McNiff, just to follow along, I've got an incident that occurred on September 5th, August 29th, and August 9th. I didn't have anything in the petition for the 22nd. And am I missing that?
I'll withdraw that question then, since it's not in the petition.
Okay.
Was there an incident that occurred on August 29th?
There was.
And can you tell me about that incident?
That incident was one where we were at a custody exchange and Ben was refusing to go. I calmly told Kyle that Ben was refusing to go and not wanting to speak to him. Kyle then proceeded to hit my windows of my car and continued to escalate and raise his voice. During this time, I was inching backwards to try to leave. And he continued to stay by my car. I inched backwards again, 1 to 2 inches. and he proceeded to start yelling that I hit him, even though I did not.
That is so sad, man.
And
All this stuff is so sad. All this stuff. You cannot tell me feminism has done a good job making sure that men and women can get along. You cannot do that argument. You can't. You simply can't. Yeah, at this point, guys. At this point, feminism has created a major problem, which is reversing all the progress that we had done through society to putting our society in danger. This is sad to see, man. Do you imagine he being your little kid, right? I say this because, of course, I'm a father, right? But I cannot imagine my son going through something like this, man. And you know what's the problem about this? That I can guarantee you, his family, especially his mom, is not even supporting him. I can guarantee you 100% that's the case. Mom and dad is like, son, there's nothing else you can do. Play with the system. And mom is saying like, no, she's the mom, just the mother of your kids. Using all this guilt tactic. And here we are, him alone. That's what I see, guys. That's what I see.
We made a statement to the police. They did an investigation, and I did not hit Kyle. So that was falsely.
What windows did he hit?
He was hitting my windows.
Okay. And where was your child located?
During this time, he was afraid. He was hiding in the back hatch of my car.
Okay.
He came forward to the front of the car, and he was cowering down between the seats because he was afraid.
When Mr. Schmidt was hitting your window, was he saying anything?
He was continuing to say that he needed to speak to Ben, to which I told him that Ben did not want to speak to him.
Did you roll your window down, or was it up?
I did roll my window down, so it was clearly heard.
And how far was your window down?
Maybe 2 to 3 inches, because he had reached in my vehicle prior to this. So I was not allowing my window to be rolled down more than that to put myself into a dangerous situation.
And how hard was he hitting the window?
Enough that it could audibly be heard in the car by my son, and it was hard enough that it was not lightly hitting my window. It was hard enough that it felt aggressive.
So it wasn't knocking?
No, it felt more aggressive than that.
Okay. And was there anything else with regard to that particular date that happened?
I was extremely fearful because I didn't know, with him hitting my window, what was going to happen next, and I was afraid.
And you said you made a report to the police. When did you make the report to the police with regard to that incident?
We drove directly down to the police station.
Okay. And you also indicated that there was an incident on September 5th?
There was.
And that was this year as well?
That was.
And what happened on the 5th?
On the 5th, I again tried to de-escalate, calmly say that Ben did not want to speak to him and was refusing to go to the visit. Again, Kyle continued to hit my window, aggressively. You could tell he was visibly mad, and I was trying to leave due to this. My son was again fearful. I was fearful.
See, there you go. There you go.
Once
they had to use their kids. My son was fearful. He was scared. He was trembling. He was crying, for hours when I saw that man. That man that is supposed to be his father. It's just using these emotions, right? And I'm glad that a lot of people are waking up to this, because this has to change, guys. This has to change. And I wanted to react to, I watched it already, but I wanted to watch it with you guys. The Andrew Wilson debate with Oliver and the one with Pearl. But I want to do this because I want to put a lie on this, guys. Anybody can be a victim of this. Anybody can be a victim of paternity fraud or court negligence. I just invented that word. I don't know if it works, if it is a real word. The problem with this is that if we don't fix this, the family courts, we're going to continue having a degraded society because we're getting the wrong outcome. There's no justice being served here. There's preferences towards certain victims, whether or not she's at fault, whether or not she just when living with another guy while still being married legally. Paternity fraud, right? Financial fraud, all these things, right? If we don't get real justice through these family courts, this thing will not move forward. Because at the end of the day, guys, we need families. And family needs to be secured with a fair system. They have to.
I rolled up my window and he would not let me leave and was trapping me where I couldn't move my vehicle again.
How did he trap you so that you couldn't leave?
He was standing within inches of my car.
In front of it or in back of it?
Right beside me at my driver's side door.
Right.
Well, what the hell?
What resolved that you were able to leave?
I got on the phone with the police because I felt like there was no way that I could get out of there safely. When I got on the phone with the police, he charged back to my mother's vehicle. I was on the phone with them and I could not see clearly what he was doing, but I later found out that he was telling my mom that he was going to go to her house.
Well, and let's not say anything.
In regards to me, though, he was still not allowing me to leave and entrapping me in my vehicle.
So when he went back to your mom's car, that allowed you to leave?
I was still on the phone with the police, yes, and assessing the situation.
Okay. And there's been an order entered by Judge Kirkham that prohibits Mr. Schmidt from being within 20 feet of your car. Is that accurate?
That is accurate.
And has Mr. Schmidt maintained that distance?
No, he has not.
And will the police enforce that?
I was told by the police that that was not enforceable under a family court order, and the only way that it would be enforceable was if it was in a restraining order.
So what kinds of restrictions are you asking the court to put into place in a personal protection order?
Everything that I requested in my original petition, and I would also like to request that all exchanges be at the police station, as well as it be maintaining 20 feet away from my vehicle at all times.
You currently
I like the face. Hey, I like the face of Kyle. Kyle is like, oh, that's okay. I'm just gonna listen to everything she had to say. I'm just gonna listen to everything that she had to say. Then it's gonna be my turn. That's him right now. He just listening.
That requires all exchanges at the police station, correct?
Yes.
So are you asking that there be a restriction in the PPO that Mr. Schmidt must maintain a 20-foot distance from you?
At all times during the custody exchange, that would be accurate.
I have no further questions.
Okay. Mr. Schmidt, do you have any question of Ms. Galt?
Yes, you said on August 5th, there wasn't an incident in your report that says August 5th, it's September 5th. Also on the 29th, the 5th, and the 22nd, I have video footage of the incidents. It appears that I do not.
Sir, this is your time. This is your time to ask a question, not to testify.
As we know, she was blatantly lying this entire time.
Yeah, exactly.
This is extremely common, as they are encouraged to lie and claim their husband is violent, aggressive, and abuses them to obtain personal protective orders, which give them substantial custody advantages, potential for financial gain, and retaliation against the husband. Lying like this and providing false information constitutes perjury, which is supposed to...
Yeah, but yes, perjury, but at the same time, when have we have a case where females are blatantly lying like this, and then they can be held with perjury? I really don't. I haven't seen that, guys. I haven't seen that, and I think the theory is because society is not. When it comes down to family court, we're not. I don't know if we are ready for this. Although it looks logical to just, if you're lying in court, to make sure we can hold them accountable, but it doesn't seem like we want to hold them accountable.
Result in fines, probation, or imprisonment, yet we know that rarely happens. However, the husband can gain full custody if he can prove she was lying. These false allegations they use to file a false protective order is also supposed to lead to criminal charges, which can either be a misdemeanor or a felony. But yet again, most of the time, false accusers walk free with no repercussions for their actions.
Wow.
Situations like this prove why it is vital for men to record all situations where there is a possibility of it being spun around by false claims to make them look like they did something they did not do. It is also important for men to hire quality attorneys who will drastically increase their chances of winning the legal battle.
Okay. So on August 9th, when I approached your vehicle, you say I was pounding on your windows. In the video, it says that it shows that I'm not pounding. How was I pounding on your windows? I was tapping on them.
I didn't state pounding. I stated that you felt like you were aggressively hitting
How do
my
you know I
window.
was aggressively hitting your window?
It didn't feel like
Just your assumption?
this is how I felt.
Oh,
Okay.
that's
All right.
feeling.
So on, let's see. On August 29th, you says I entrapped you. How would I entrap you if I'm standing next to your vehicle trying to do a custody exchange to speak to my kid?
I was backing up, inching backwards.
So I was
Yo,
saying,
she probably was very toxic, man. A feminist toxic lady, man. She probably one of those very toxic Karens. Man, this is crazy, man. It's a lot of guys don't have any chance, man. Females can get very toxic very quick. If you don't know the game, man, you become a victim.
standing behind your vehicle or beside of it? That's not entrapping then.
I wasn't.
Argumentative.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Yeah.
I'm objecting on.
It's your chance to ask questions, not to, again, editorialize or anything of that nature. So you'll have a chance to testify.
Okay, so I was standing next to your vehicle and I entrapped you then, you were saying?
Yes. I was inches away from my car and could not safely back up. I was inching backwards and was not able to move away from, I was not able to back up.
So I would have to be behind your vehicle to entrap you, correct?
No, I couldn't safely move backwards from my vehicle because you were standing so close.
Interesting. So, because on November 5th, you hit me with your mirror. I have it on a video. Did you remember recalling saying I hit your vehicle and you said I'm backing up after I stated I hit you? If in the video you would say I didn't hit you if you didn't hit me, you just said I'm backing up.
I didn't hit you. It was investigated by police.
Do you recall a video ever seeing at the prosecutor's office?
It was investigated by police and I did not hit
Okay,
you.
and the police indicated that you didn't intend to hit me, they stated, correct?
Your Honor, it's both hearsay and not a question.
Sustained. You can't say what somebody else said, sir. Only what the parties, either the petitioner or yourself said, but not other third parties.
Okay.
Okay.
So you stated on the 29th I kicked your vehicle. Do you have a footprint that's on your vehicle?
It was witnessed by Benjamin.
Okay, so you're here
Thank
to
you, baby.
testify today?
I am.
Okay, so you didn't witness it. You just assume that I kicked your vehicle?
It was witnessed by Benjamin.
Okay, well, he's not here today. Let's see.
To clarify, ma'am, so you didn't witness that.
I had my eye on my peripheral vision and he was right there. But
Okay,
because
that's not what I asked. I asked, did
No.
you witness it? Okay, thank you.
No, sir.
There we go.
Okay, then you also stated on another date, I believe on the, let's see here, just going over my notes. On September 5th, you said I entrapped you. How did I entrap you in your vehicle when I was standing next to it?
Again, you were inches away from my vehicle, not making it safe for me to back up safely. Which is why I called the police.
entrapment would be standing behind your vehicle, right? So that means it would be blocking you with a car, a physical person.
To be able to turn my wheel and safely back up, I was unable to safely back up.
Yeah,
And because you were
this
inches from my car, I
was
was
probably
entrapped in the parking space.
No, that's not the definition of entrapment. On August
Objection.
29th,
Sustained.
on August 29th, you had bumped your vehicle into my wrist. I have it on video, correct? I was videotaping on the 29th.
I'm unaware if you were or not.
I was holding my phone in your vision because I remember you seeing me, correct?
I saw your phone, but I wasn't aware of if you were videoing.
So when we see
yo,
the
that
video,
mean yo, that if he was recording, yo, I cannot imagine how toxic she was. Get out of the way, get out. I feel it. He's probably tapping like this in the window. Ta, 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 ta. Hey, can you pull down the window? I'm feeling unsafe. I'm feeling real unsafe right now. Your tapping is really triggering my emotions, and that's offensive. And I feel whatever, you know. They go to these kind of rants. Well, they just exaggerate. They use these big words to just create some kind of emotions. She was probably very, very toxic, man. I mean, I don't want to say too much. Look at her. She looked kind of, you know, this fourth wave feminist kind of thing. Like, guys, man, we have to do a better job trying. Guys, I think, you know what? We have to do a better way just selecting some females, man. If you don't find these females here in the United States, you might have to just go some of the Eastern European, some of these Nordic countries, and just find one, man. I'm keeping it 100% with you guys. You guys have to vet these females, and it has to be a low body count, guys. It has to be a body count because this is trauma. She's acting like this because this is probably trauma, and she just loves. I would not be surprised if she. Yeah, thank you, baby. So she's probably, you know, crazy, man. Thank you, baby.
will it show that I kicked your car in the video then?
Shout out to my wife.
Will
I
it show
don't
that
know.
I entrapped you on the 29th?
There was multiple questions. What was the question?
In the video on the 29th, will it show that I entrapped you?
Yes.
Will it show that I kicked your vehicle? Because you clearly
I
said a
haven't-
second ago that you didn't see me. So would it show it in the
haven't-
video?
I haven't seen the video, so I'm
The
unaware.
prosecuting office has the video. You haven't reviewed it?
No.
Okay. And then you speak about August 9th that I had drove by your house. So you physically seen me drive by your house?
Due to you stating that there's a vehicle that is parked in my driveway, that would lead me to believe that you
what
have
road do you
driven
live
by
on?
my house.
What road do you live on? Beckley Avenue, correct?
Correct?
And that's a pretty busy road. There's lots of stores on that road, right?
Correct?
And from Galesburg to Battle Creek, that is a main route to get there, other than the highway when there's construction, correct?
Correct?
Okay, so you didn't visibly see me drive by your house then, correct?
Due to you stating you needed the full names of everyone who has been in my parking lot.
Ma'am, that was not the question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Dang, there
I
we
have
go.
not visibly seen. No.
Hey, like a vast life insurance salesman answering the question with another question, man. And this is where men tend to simply sleep in the game. You see how she's not answering the question? She's answering the question with another question. The reason she's doing that is to simply take control of the conversation. That's what it is, guys. Is to take control of the conversation, because she knows by asking a question to a man, the man logically want to tackle the question and answering the question logically, right? Right? Now, here's the thing, though. The judge saw that coming. I said, nope, we're not doing that. Answer the question. That was not the question.
Not the question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I have not visibly seen. No.
There you
Okay, so you haven't seen me. So on the week of August 5th through the 9th, are you aware of numerous marks on Benjamin's legs and arms?
Objection. That has nothing to do with the
Yes,
allegations.
yes,
Yeah.
it does. It has to do with the messages that I sent her asking who's at her house watching Benjamin.
Well, it's not for purposes of this proceeding. I mean, you can testify that why you did that, but it's not germane to this.
Okay. Um, so are you aware that my mother has a doctor in Battle Creek that she goes to, correct? You saw her at the hospital one time when you were working?
I'm aware that
Okay, so you did see her before in Battle Creek?
yes,
So is it possible for anybody else to drive by your house and state to me that there was a white car in your house, correct?
I don't know, possibly.
Well, it's a yes or no question.
Well, she
It-
answered it. She said possibly.
Okay.
But yeah, man, this
Um,
this judge, bro, possibly, but possibly is not a strong statement. It's not a strong yes or no. Am I wrong here? I don't think possibly is a strong statement, guys. It's not a strong yes or no. Possibly just leave it. Just might as well not answer the question because possibly doesn't really constitute anything. Possibly could be yes or no.
So I think that's all. I have nothing further.
Okay, Miss McNiff, any redirect?
Briefly, on the date,
Now imagine if he didn't have video proof to disprove her false claims.
Yep.
She most likely would have gotten away with blatantly lying. Now let's see what they have to say in response.
when you indicated that you believe that Mr. Schmidt kicked your car, did you hear anything that would have indicated that he had come into contact with your car?
No, I did not.
And Mr. Schmidt indicated that he has been videoing you. Is that accurate?
That is, he's been holding his phone up. I believe it could be video or photo. I'm not quite sure of either which one.
And have you had any discussion about him taking the videos of you?
Yes, I've asked him to stop.
And has he stopped?
No, he does not stop.
So her response was, I told him to stop videoing me, and he doesn't stop. Or in other words, stop recording me so I can tell horrible lies about you in court.
Exactly.
He's only recording because he knows you're going to lie about the events that actually occurred.
Because that's what they tend to do, man. That's what they tend to do. That's their strategy. They're not physically strong like man, right? But they have to develop some kind of technique or survival skill to just go through the world and defend themselves. Lying is one of them. Listen, guys, that's just reality. There's nothing else you can do. That's just reality how it is. That's their
His
mechanism
only
of
options
defense.
are to record to prove what actually happened, or not record and get punished for something he never did.
Correct.
And how does that make you feel when he's taking videos of you?
Fearful, afraid, and unsure of what it could escalate to.
Sure.
The only thing she's fearful and afraid of is him exposing her lies with the video he recorded.
Correct, baby.
On video?
Sir, no comments.
I have no
Sorry.
further questions. No.
Okay, you have right to recross, sir. But only as it relates to items that Miss McNiff went into on her redirect.
So, Miss Galt, when we were at the Shell station in Battle Creek, are you aware that's a public place?
I'm aware.
Are you aware that you can videotape in a public place?
I am aware, but I asked you kindly to please stop.
Yeah, but so it doesn't matter. You can ask all you want, but that's not against the law. You can record anybody that you want in a public place. Well, the private, it's a little different, right? But in a public area, you can record anything you want.
And
Okay, that's not the question. Are you aware it's a public place and you can video?
I'm aware.
Okay. So if you were fearful and there's a video being taken, wouldn't that make you feel safer because it's on a video that somebody could actually review if they requested, if you felt unsafe? That would make you feel safer, correct?
No, it did not make me feel safer.
But it's on video. It's a recording, right? That would show the incidents that happened. There's 4 of them that I have. Is that correct? That
I
you've
was
asked me once to stop videoing, correct?
I was
That's
unsure
crazy,
if the
bro.
situation would escalate, and it did make me feel fearful.
But how can you predict the future of what's going to happen? How are you? Can you read minds?
Objection, Your Honor, argumentative.
Sustained. Just address the facts, sir.
Nothing further. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ms. McNiff, any other witnesses?
I have no further witnesses.
Okay. Mr. Schmidt, do you wish to testify?
Yes.
Okay, raise your right hand, sir. We'll have you sworn in and then we'll proceed.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what would you like to tell
So
us,
help
sir?
me God. You see how they eliminate? So help me God. Like, I mean, when it comes down to American culture, it's like we do anything to just eliminate everything from our culture just to appeal to people, man. Like you could declare the truth, but there's no weight or accountability behind that truth spiritually. Doesn't mean anything, man. Because then now we have to play the relative, subjective morality here. I don't know, man. I don't know. I really don't understand why we do this.
On August 22nd, August 29th, and August 5th, I did video record the exchanges due to her not releasing my son to me.
Wow.
And I do have on video, I did not entrap her. I did not hit her vehicle as she claims. I did not kick it. I tapped onto window. I knocked on it and asked to speak to Benjamin. Once she refused, I would say,
bro.
well, it's not your choice.
Sad,
Can
sad,
I speak
sad.
to Benjamin? And she would want to roll up her windows and ignore me. I'm there for an exchange. I don't feel it's correct what she's doing. I believe that's all.
Okay,
If the exchanges are court-ordered, then she just violated them by refusing to let the father get his own child.
Wow.
Also,
Really?
if she's willing to lie in court in front of a judge, imagine what she's willing to say to a kid about their father.
Good point. Good point. If she's willing to lie in front of a judge, just imagine what she can do basically behind closed doors to their kids. Great point. Great point.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. McNiff, any cross?
Mr. Schmidt, have you spoken with Ms. Galt's mother at on September 5th, 2024?
It states on a PPO it has to be Rachel Galt we're speaking of.
Ms. McNiff, I think he's making a relevancy argument. How is that relevant?
In the petition, Ms. Galt alleges that Mr. Schmidt threatened to go to her mother's house on multiple occasions and threatened to stalk her mother's house.
I believe her mother can file a personal protection order if this did occur.
Yeah, I'm only going to pertain to these parties. Okay, hold on. I'm only going to address issues concerning these parties, not third parties.
Okay. I have no questions for Mr. Schmidt.
Okay.
Okay.
Any additional witnesses, Mr. Schmidt?
I'd like to show you the videos.
Okay.
Come on, man. Don't play games.
Well, you're going to have to share screen and do that.
Okay.
Of course, Boomer.
Let's see here.
Well, sir, let me say, I don't think I need that at this point. So,
Okay.
we'll go ahead. Any closing argument?
Really? Oh my God.
Your Honor.
Bro, really? Really? She looks like Karen. She does, baby. Yep, you're right. She looks like one.
we are simply asking that this court enter a PPO that would restrict Mr. Schmidt from any stalking behaviors as are listed.
Why he didn't want to see the video? Why?
Item 5E of the petition, that he be prohibited from going to Ms. Galt's home, and that he be prohibited from interfering with or using any efforts to remove the children or any personal property from her premises. At this point, she is, and that of course he'd be prohibited from assaulting, attacking, beating, molesting, or wounding her. These parties have a long storied history of domestic violence and conflict.
Damn, wow.
And these attempts at parenting time exchanges have escalated to the point where she is fearful, and Mr. Schmidt has been engaging in behavior that would cause her to be fearful for her safety, her physical safety. And we would simply ask that the court prohibit him from being able to continue to intimidate her.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Schmidt, any closing argument?
Yes. As far as she requesting stalking, I have never attempted or would want to stalk Mrs. Galt. I have never showed up at her residence in 5 years, she had stated.
Oh, wow.
As far as removal of the children, I've only picked them up at exchanges, and
so
and
sad, bro.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, in this case, the court
this is so sad. Even the lawyer was lying. Man, my goodness.
has to look at the statute which is involved, and that's MCL 600.2950. And the court can enjoin and restrain certain conduct if the court determines there's reasonable cause to believe that an individual has committed or may commit the acts listed under MCL 600.2950 parens 1A through K. In this matter, first, it's been alleged she's fearful of him entering the premises. However, she did acknowledge in her testimony that he had not been to the premises for about 5 years, obviously, so there's no fear of entering upon the premises. She says she's fearful. First, she's fearful of the videotaping, but the point that Mr. Schmidt makes is appropriate, that if he's videoing it, then she should feel safer, not feel unsafe or fearful, because of the fact that it's all videoed and all records. So the court doesn't, again, believe that that's appropriate under sub K, where she might, in fact, cause reasonable apprehension of violence because somebody is videoing her. She may not like it, but that doesn't mean that there's going to be any, again, violence as a result of that. In fact, the court would believe, as did Mr. Schmidt, that it'd be less likely to be any particular violence. She claims he hit the window. He claimed I was tapping on the window to get her attention. The court has, through the ex parte order the court entered, has taken care of that by keeping him 20 feet from the car when the exchanges occur. In this particular case, the court notes that the other objection, nope, you guys are done. It's my turn now, Mr. Schmidt.
Okay.
The court does note that she...
Man, this judge didn't want to hear anything, man. This judge didn't want to hear anything.
He states she hasn't seen him. She's never seen him go by the house, so she can't claim that he was engaged in stalking behavior. He did raise the point, maybe somebody related to him that they saw a vehicle at her house. That doesn't denote that he, again, was engaged in any behavior which would be stalking under the applicable statute. The court in this matter does believe that court's taking care of the issues that would be germane in this matter about being next to her vehicle. And
when a woman's argument is weak, she had to dramatize it 10%. Yep. Because that's the only thing that she had at the moment. Yeah, you're right.
Believes that is taking care of the matter. I don't believe that it's appropriate nor necessary to enter a PPO. I will deny the petition for entry of PPO at this time. So you're free to go today and have a good day. And
if she lied on court, right? Don't you think that that kid is not safe with that person? Fucking A, man. I'm gonna finish the live stream, guys. Let me know what you guys think, guys.